How y'all doing? Well, I tell you what, some people can just plain piss me off. Well, I told you a few weeks ago that my washing machine had gone down on me and I had to replace my washing machine. Water all over the floor. And it's at times like that when you make emotional decisions instead of practical ones. Practical would have been for me to repair my washing machine. Emotional, get that fucking thing out of here and get a new one. At least that's what it sounded like I heard. It was more like, honey, why don't we buy a new one? And I will say that swapping out the washing machine was quite simple. Just 3 hoses, bam, you're done, plug it in. But man, I tell you what, for every step forward, I go 2 steps back. Now, my refrigerator right here, the seal has gone out on the door. So, it's running more than it should. And what's happening is it's freezing stuff. You would think with the seal not sealing, stuff wouldn't get as cold. But what's happening is the refrigerator is continuing to run and continuing to cool, and things, especially near the back, away from the door, are freezing up. So you get frozen pickles and frozen this and frozen that. If it ain't got alcohol in it, so I'll go to Lowe's. Now, I used to have a hat. I still got it around here somewhere. It says, I want my damn senior citizen discount. Or I'm a senior citizen, I want my damn discount. Something like that. Oh, me. Well, I go to Lowe's and I'm looking for a refrigerator. And I'm walking through their appliance section, and down their big aisle there, they've got a bunch of them set out because they had just got in new floor models. And so all these that were display units are now set in this row and, you know, supposedly marked down. I don't consider $1,900 or $2,100 to be much of a damn markdown on a refrigerator. I mean, shit. So I keep looking, I keep looking, I keep looking. And I notice they're arranged in the order of price, so I'll go all the way to the end. And a little old 14 cubic foot was like $474 or something for 14 cubic foot. And I knew me and the wife didn't need much. I mean, it's just the 2 of us. And I thought maybe I'll just put a new seal on this door and we'll use this one for beverages and stuff, you know. But anyway, one right next to it was the 18 cubic foot let me see what brand it is. Hell, I don't remember. I slept since then. Oh, my granddaddy would be proud. He always called a refrigerator a Frigidaire. Just like we call a crescent wrench, a skill saw, you know, something like that. He always called a refrigerator a Frigidaire. Didn't matter what brand it was. Well, that's what I got. 18 cubic foot Frigidaire. No ice maker, because the refrigerator that was in there was to be 20-something cubic foot side by side with ice and water, and crushed ice through the door, and water line running to it, and the mice chewed a tiny little hole in it and rotted out a piece of wood on the base of my damn kitchen cabinets in here that I wasn't aware of. Because how often do you move a 25 or 26 cubic foot refrigerator? So, I got one without an ice maker. By God, if I want ice, I can make it. I can make it in a tray, I can make it in a bowl, whatever. Well, it was regular price $449, but it was marked down to $404. 10% off, basically. Marked down to $404. So I'm looking at that, and it's got a sale tag on it, and it says, you know, ask associates how you can get an additional discounts with an S. Okay, with an S. Discounts. That's very important. So, I'm looking around, I don't see nobody. I'm already pissed off because I'm having to buy a damn refrigerator. But I'm encouraged by discounts. So, I'm looking around, I finally find this woman working at what they call a little kiosk. And I walked up to her and I said, ma'am, do you sell these refrigerators? Oh, yes, I do. Just a moment. Let me get through with what I'm doing. I said, that's fine. Which one were you looking at? I'm back over here, but you finish what you're doing. It's all right. If I was in a hurry, I wouldn't be here. So she gets done what she's doing, and we go look at the refrigerator. And this woman is like, I got to sell it right now. I don't have time to talk to you. And I have questions. And I'm not going to spend $400 just like buying a Coca-Cola. I mean, damn. I have questions about this unit. And the only thing she said was she opened the door up and says, it has wire shelves. Is that okay with you? I said, well, yeah, I think they're easier to clean than glass myself because they're easy to take out. Anyway, she said, well, let me see if I have it in stock. I said, well, hold on just a minute. I says, it says additional colors, black and stainless. Just a minute. I called my wife. I said, honey, you want white, which shows up all my greasy fingerprints right here, or you want black or stainless steel? She said, let's go with black. I said, okay. So I told the lady, I said, would black be the same price? Well, I don't know. Well, hell, right there on the damn card it says additional colors available is black and stainless steel. I don't know, but I'll check. I said, that's fine. So she goes and checks. So far, I'm in a pretty civil mood. You know, I'm all right. And she says, let me go check. I said, well, I'll tell you what now. See if you can. I said, I hope you do. I said, because you need to see what I got written on my shirt. Well, I'll see it when I come back. Of course, you know what shirt I was wearing. Hell yeah. Well, she goes back there and do not cross this imaginary line. This imaginary line is between customer territory and death. Okay, because that's the back room. That's where all the appliances are stacked up. No customers allowed past this line. You could die. That's cool. You know, they got the rules. I follow rules. So anytime she wants to say something to me, she's got to come out of the back and speak and go back. You know, it's fine. Well, she comes out, she says, I do have one. I said, well, that's wonderful. And she says, I've already pulled it out. I said, well, ma'am, I have some questions. And she started getting exasperated. What do you mean you have, you know, just an attitude? It wasn't something I could put my finger on, but you could just tell. She was like, what is it now? And I said, that card on the display unit says, ask about other discounts available. Discounts with an S. She said, well, if you use your Lowe's card, you get 5% off. I'm going, ding, 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 ding. I have a Lowe's card. Cool. So I'm going to get $20 and 20 cents off. I think that's right. Yeah. Yeah. $20 and 20 cents off. Excellent. So I said, well, that'd be great. I said, because I also have my military ID where I get 10% off. She said, oh no, you can't stack discounts. I said, why not? She says, well, you just can't. I said, but the card says discounts. Well, that's not what it means. I said, oh, okay. Well, ma'am, I am now through talking to you. I'm going to go talk to someone that has more authority than you do. Thank you very much for your time. And that's exactly the way I said it. And this woman looked like you slapped the living shit out of her, and she just picked herself up off the floor. And I'm walking away, and she's like this, following me. I said, lady, I don't want to talk to you anymore. And I make it all the way to the front of the store, and she's right there. I said, lady, leave me alone. What is your problem? I said, just leave me the heck alone. I said, I've been polite to you, and I have not used any foul language, but I'm right there. So don't you say another word to me. Do you understand? Don't answer that either. So I asked the lady at the service desk, I said, is a store manager here? No, but we got a whole bunch of other managers. I said, I would like to talk to anyone that has more authority than that woman right there. I'll get somebody up here for you. I said, thank you. Meanwhile, this woman's getting on the phone trying to call one of the managers. I just walked away from them, all the way to the other end of the service counter, and I'm looking at where people are using the idea I came up with 25 years ago, and that's putting a bathroom sink in a dresser or chest of drawers. Now they manufacture them that way, and maybe it's longer than 25 years ago. It was 1987 when I did that. Anyhow, I wait, and I wait, and I wait. Remember, the woman said, oh, we got all kinds of them here. So I wait for what feels like a long time, and it was probably only about 4 or 5 minutes. But when you're waiting and you're pissed off, that's a long time. And So I told the woman that had tried to call for some help for me, I said, ma'am, never mind. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. I'm going to Sears. And I turned around and started walking away. Well, I'm walking one way and these two girls are coming the other way. One of them is the head cashier. And as we approach one another, she says, how are you today? And I said, not worth a shit, thank you. She stops and said, what's the problem? I said, well, I come here trying to buy a refrigerator. And that woman that works back there in damn appliances just about has pissed me off to the point where I can't stand it. So I began to relay the story to her. Come to find out, I want to tell you this before I forget it. This is the same woman that when I called about my washing machine, insisted upon me telling her who I had talked to, because she had been at lunch, and she wanted to know who I had talked to. And I told her, I said, what difference does it make? I just want to buy a washing machine. Well, I need to know who you talked to. And I did confirm later with the store manager that no, they don't get commissions. So this really puzzled me. Anyway, I told this young lady what the problem was. Meanwhile, this manager that had been summoned on my account, here he come. And this woman I was having a trouble with, she's coming up and she's trying to get it. And the head cashier, she says, no, come over here. Don't talk to her. Come over here. This is who you need to talk to. Well, so I began to explain to him what I had been discussing with this lady. And I said, I know you have store policies. Totally understand that. Not a question in my mind. But I also know what it is to run a business. And I would like you to knock $20 off the price of that refrigerator before I apply my 10% military discount. He says, we'll be below our cost in that by then because we've already knocked off 10%. But we really don't have that much markup in there. I said, I totally understand. I said, however, you have free delivery. Don't cost me a thing in the world for you to deliver to my house. But it costs you. You've got two men, you've got their labor, you've got your vehicle, you've got your fuel, you've got your time, them loading it up here in the warehouse, putting it in the truck, driving to my house, and you ain't got a clue how far away I live. And then they got to unload it and unpack it and bring it in my house and plug it in and put all the shelves in it and all that kind of stuff. Two men. I said, that's going to cost you a whole lot more than $20. And I shut up. Because whoever speaks first in a negotiation like that loses. So I just shut up. I looked at him. And he said, well, when he said, well, I knew I had him. I knew it. It's all over. He says, well, we respect our military. That made me feel good. He said, we respect our military and we support our military. And he says, I'll have a little explaining to do to corporate. I said, tell them it's damaged. And come to find out it was. It did have a little dented scar down one side, but the kitchen cabinet hit it anyway. I didn't give a shit. So I ended up buying this 18 cubic foot Frigidaire refrigerator freezer, sales tax included, for $379. I love doing it cheap. I get it home and I set it up, and a son of a bitch wouldn't work. Just sit there and run. Just sit there and run. Well, I let it sit there all night long. I let it sit there and run. Got up next morning about 5 o'clock in the morning, felt of it, it was still warm. So I decided I would unplug it, let it see if it reset or something. I left it unplugged for 2 hours. After 2 hours, I plugged it back in. No difference. Son of a bitch. So, I take my receipt and I bebop back to Lowe's. And I go up to the service counter and I says, is such and such a so-and-so working back there in appliances this morning? She says, no. I said, oh, good. I said, let me tell you what I need. Oh, Rodney Hardy just got my, he said, I got my soap and shirt. Going to take a bath now, LOL. He was the winner, got that donkey's milk soap and all that. Rodney, thank you, buddy. So I guess a lot of people ought to be getting their t-shirts and decals today, because several of them were shipped priority mail, especially ones that were kind of heavy that went over the first class or whatever. I don't know. Some of them was priority mail. Anyway, I go to Lowe's and I tell them, I said, this refrigerator's bad, I need it replaced. I said, it will not cool. Not a problem. And he said, let me see if I got it. I think the display model's the last one I got. I said, I want it black. I've got black. Oh, okay, well let me check. Yes, we have it. I said, fantastic. I said, now can we get it delivered today? Because she asked did I bring the old one with me. And I said, ma'am, I can't load a refrigerator in the back of my pickup truck by myself. I don't have a Tommy lift on my 4-wheel drive truck. I do have a Tommy lift on my 1-ton 4-door truck with a Chevrolet with an 8-foot bed, but it's full of shit right now and it's not licensed or insured at the moment. But anyway, I said, ma'am, I can't load a refrigerator by myself. Y'all gonna have to come get it. So I said, okay. Took care of the paperwork, all that kind of stuff. Said, we'll get it out to you this afternoon. I said, well, please have them call me before they come. Make sure I'm home. Because if it ain't gonna be till this afternoon, you know, I might be on an errand or something. Oh yeah, they'll call you 30 minutes before they come. I said, fantastic, thank you. My wife comes home for lunch, parks in the spot that I had cleared out for the Lowe's truck to come in, and she says, when are you expecting the refrigerator? I said, well, they haven't called yet. I said, but they're supposed to call me when they, you know, a half hour before they get here. She says, oh, okay. Well, she says, I better move my car. And no sooner does she say that, we look out there and here's a Lowe's truck backing down my driveway. And they didn't call. Good Lord. Anyway, she gets her car moved out of the way. I got the guys back here. I done had the other refrigerator sitting out front right here on the front porch so they could grab it. And all I asked them to do was just bring the new one and set it right here in front of my door. And then I took it from there on into my house. I'm a little bit funny about people inside my house I don't know. I'm not ashamed of anything I have, but I don't necessarily want people to know what I have. Anyhow, Plug this one up, and by God, you can feel it cool just like that. I mean, you put your hands on it, it's already getting cool. All right. 10 minutes later, it was cold. I put a full, big, tall plastic cup of water in there, and a little bit later, it was froze. So we're good to go then. On the normal recommended settings, by the way. It didn't have to put on the coldest. So, you know, that seemed like it's, you know, pretty good. We got all that working. Of course, I didn't bother to tell you that the, I don't know where it's at. But remember, I told you that the big refrigerator that I took out had ice and water through the door, you know, cubed ice, crushed ice water. Well, to have that, you have to have a water line running to it. And most people, myself included, where the water line connects to where the little supply line to the refrigerator connects to your main piping underneath the kitchen sink normally, unless it's plumbed directly, specially for a refrigerator. If you don't have a water line coming right out of the floor behind your refrigerator, you normally have a supply line run back through the cabinets and all that, which is what we had, because this is a concrete floor. I did not plan on a refrigerator with ice and water and crushed ice through the door. Also didn't plan on a little mouse nibbling a little hole in that supply line. Just the tiniest of a hole, because it just seeped. Never had water on the floor. It just seeped and soaked into a board under my kitchen cabinet. But when I went under there to shut off the supply, you know, the little silver looking shut off valve, they ain't worth a damn. Get you a plastic one. Because when I go to shut it off, it's frozen. Because in 15 years, it's never been used. It's always been hooked up. So, I'm over here trying to turn it off, and it was a simple, it's one of those is just right there or right there. It wasn't, you know, you really had to crank, it was just there or there. But of course, when it's underneath the kitchen cabinet, all the way in the back, and you're on your hands and knees, and you got shit in the way, and you're trying to figure it out, you know, and you turn it, and you can't turn it no more, so you look, take the line loose, just spraying everywhere, damn it, that ain't it. And you go and you turn it the other way, and you come back, oh hell, that ain't it neither. So I told my wife, I got me a pair of channel locks so I could, you know, keep turning it. Of course, I didn't know it was one of them just here or here. Here or here. I get the channel locks and I just keep turning this damn thing. And it ain't doing me no good. Of course, I failed to tell you that I've got the kitchen trash can sitting there, and I have disconnected this water line, and it's spraying like a sumbitch, and I've got her spraying it into the trash can while I reach over here to shut this off. Oh my God, I gotta grab another bucket. She grabs another bucket. She's filling it full of water. And I finally said, well, hell, and I hooked it back to the refrigerator. No, I went out and shut the well off. That's what I did. I tripped the breaker, turned the water off, come back in, and tried it again. You know, cranked it as far, just kept on cranking. I realized it wasn't feeling just right. Turned the well back on, water spraying everywhere. Shit. Went back out there, turned it off, and she says, honey, we've got this trash can that's full of water. Why can't I put this in the kitchen sink? I don't know. I mean, it's only like 5 feet to the sink. We've got 12 foot of line. I don't know why we can't just stick it in the sink and let it run in the kitchen sink. Oh, she got me there. She got me good there. Well, after it was determined that that was definitely a bad shut-off valve, I turned the well off. I took the whole valve off and observed that the little swivel thing there was actually just rusted and frozen in place. There was no way that son of a bitch was going to move ever. I mean, I took the handle off and tried to just turn that little stem. Nah, it was screwed. So I told my wife, I said, well, I'll be back. I gotta go to Lowe's to get a cap, just a screw on, just, you know, this is threaded and we're just gonna screw on right there and cap it off. Because I had no reason to be putting a supply line back on there, because this refrigerator don't have an ice maker in it, and I ain't gonna get one neither. Son of a bitch. Anyway, that was the big ordeal with my refrigerator. And that's why last night I said, I'm gonna cook me some fried chicken. I said, good Lord, what an ordeal I have been through. Oh. But anyway, so we have a new refrigerator set up in the kitchen. My wife's all kinds of happy. But of course, where the larger refrigerator was, this is a little bit smaller, there's rust stains on the floor. And it's not ceramic tile that I got it up off of last time. This time it's actual, the little square pieces of linoleum, like you would see in a Walmart or Kroger's, the grocery store, you know, the square 12-inch tiles. So that's what's on the floor in there. I'm trying to get that off. I've used the CLR. I've used vinegar. I don't know what is going to take it up off that linoleum. Shit. I don't know. Don't know yet. Anyway, so I get a email from a guy that I guess he thought he sort of had ownership in my channel, because he'd been a long time subscriber, and some of the things he would tell me I would take to heart, and I would try to use his suggestions to improve my channel, such as the fact that I have my light set up over here instead of right there, so you're not getting a reflection out of my glasses, you know. And as long as someone is, shall I say, civil and shows a little bit of respect when they're trying to criticize me, I'm all for it. I support constructive criticism. But when a guy starts off his email to me and says, you'll probably want to just tell me to go fuck myself, that's pretty much what I thought whenever I got through reading his email. Because he proceeded to tell me that I was not setting a very damn good example. He says, drinking your wine in them videos. You know, here you are, you know, supposedly, you know, trying to lose weight. You're not setting a very good example drinking wine or your Baileys. What kind of example are you trying to set? You're not setting an example. Oh my effing God. No, I ain't setting an example. I ain't got to set an example for nobody, because you know what? This is my damn channel. Ah! And You do not tell someone or show someone how to cook something or make something to drink or whatever if you're not going to do your proper research. I mean, I had to drink this. I had to drink it because I showed y'all how to make it, and I want to make darn sure it's good. And just like last night, making that fried chicken, I done told everybody that I was stressed out and I needed me some comfort food. I done had a hell of a week. And besides that, that was diet chicken. That was diet fried chicken, because that's the chicken I'm eating on my diet. But hell, I do feel pretty good about myself as far as checking in on the fat train this week. I have not lost any additional weight because, of course, I've been fudging on my diet. However, I am 22 pounds below what I was when I started. And that means I am 12 pounds less than I was when I quit smoking a year ago or 14 months ago. So I'm going in the right direction. At least I'm not going up. Right now I'm at 282. And I started at 304 when I actually started to get on the fat train. I did weigh 308 and 310 a few weeks before I started the fat train. But hopefully I'll get back on it. But I had someone, oh, by the way, this guy that told me, you'll probably tell me to go F myself. The beauty part about email is you can say that emails from this particular place is spam. And guess what? I never see it again. He can send me all the nasty emails he wants. It goes straight to my spam folder. I never see it, so he's wasting his damn time. Hell with him. And I do the same thing on my channel. If you start giving me a rash of shit on my channel, or you leaving vulgar comments, I just block you. I go to your YouTube page, and I click the flag over and I say block this user, and you can never leave another comment on my videos. But anyway, oh, and I also had someone say, Bob, you know, this one guy one day, he had watched several of my videos and he left a comment on like 5 or 6 or 7 of them. And he finally left a comment and he says, I've left all kinds of comments, but I don't see them. Is there a problem? And I had to let him know, you know, that I read every single comment that's written. Every single one of them. Of course, if I get in the middle of it and you start and give me a rash of shit, or you start hollering and carrying on about politics, I just go ahead and delete that one, because I don't want a bunch of negative crap on my comments. But this guy says, you know, I left all kinds of comments, I haven't seen them. I can't see them. And I had to explain to him that, well, I have to read your comment and then approve it. And then everyone can see the comments. But I'm not going to let somebody go in and start cussing me, or maybe trying to start a chain letter or advertise their product or whatever without me approving it first. For example, there's a guy, I think Black Wolf Prepper. I allowed his comment to go through, even though I can't see on his page if he's subscribed to me or not. He said, hey, there's going to be a prepper convention in Nashville like the 8th of April. And that comment, I believe, is on my fried chicken video. But anyway, I know there's a lot of prepper types out there that watch my channel. A lot of do-it-yourselfers, a lot of homesteaders. So, you know, I thought, well, that's a pretty good one. We'll go ahead and let that one come on through there, because, you know, it does maybe spark a little interest amongst my viewers. Well, anyway, I get a comment from a person this morning talking about my fried chicken. Give me a load of crap about this beautiful light that Robert in Texas got for me. Now, I have it is adjustable as far as the intensity of the light, but I set it at 100% so it lights stuff up. But I could soften it. But he's talking about your light washes out the white on your videos, and I don't know why you're not cooking outside. You're getting grease all over your stove. And why aren't you draining your chicken on the second cookie rack instead of putting it in the bowl lined with greasy paper towels? Screw you, buddy. Just screw you. You know what? Number one, I ain't got a damn clue where that other cookie rack is. Number two, it wasn't a damn bowl with greasy paper towels in it. It was a skillet. Melissa, bless her heart, she said, Bob, why didn't you cook in your cast iron? Well, I just like to cook thick stuff like those big fat chicken legs. I prefer to deep fry something like that so I know that it's evenly cooked. Nothing wrong with pan fry, nothing wrong with it at all. But sometimes they get a little overdone on one side, not the other. And that's just me. That's just me. If I'm cooking something flat, like a hamburger, well, yeah, I'll put it in a skillet. But if it's an odd shaped piece of something that needs to be cooked, I'll deep fry it when I can. But anyway, folks, I ain't saying, oh, and I had another real nice feller. He's got, I don't know how many thousands upon thousands upon thousands of subscribers. And I was telling him about some of the haters, and he says, let me tell you something. He said, I started my channel, it was about doing some kind of repairs on motorcycles. And he says, and I started doing some other stuff as well. And he says, then I started getting emails from people. He said, even though my subscribers was climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing, he said, I would get emails from people saying, you're not doing what you started doing. And that's why I subscribe to your channel. You're not doing as many of the motorcycle videos as before. And he says, you know, I thought about starting another channel. He said, but I realized, he said, it's my channel and the people subscribe to see me. And he said, so I decided to hell with it. I'm just going to be me. I'm going to do what I want to do. I hope you'll join me. And if you don't, it's no problem. But what he and I were both discussing is how someone can see the title to something and then bitch because they don't like it because that's not what they want to watch. You know, I don't watch the Home Shopping Network because I don't want to. I don't watch when they're selling their made in China cutlery that comes on about, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning whenever all my other shows have gone off and I get up in the middle of the night to go pee and I say they're selling knives. Oh, I need to change the channel now. I'll change it over to Fox News. But he said, I'm just doing my own thing. Well, that's what I'm doing. And, you know, some people made a comment, Bob, I sure am glad to see you doing this or doing that. I was getting tired of the wine. Totally understand. Some folks say, man, I was getting tired of the Mexican videos. Totally understand. But y'all got to put yourself in my shoes. A lot of people, and I'm so thankful for you, a lot of people say they watch me every night. Well, they're not putting pressure on me, but whenever I have people that say, man, that watching something that I do helps complete their day, then I'm grasping for something to put out there. And I knew that I had done 6 trips to Mexico. So I put out there, this is, a 6-part series. And if you don't want to watch me talk about trips to Mexico, hey man, don't watch, don't sweat it, don't stop, don't cancel your subscription to my channel just because, that's not something you want to watch today. Because I assure you, once this damn weather breaks, PawPaw gonna be outside doing some cool stuff. I was trying to find my Alaskan hat that a neighbor had given me that had been in Alaska. I mean, it's got the fur on it. If y'all ever watch the Alaskan Frontier things on the Learning Channel or whatever, I mean, it's fur lined. It's awesome. Everybody's talking about my different hats. I wanted to find that one, but shit, it's been cold. And then yesterday it was rather pleasant, but I still had to deal with that darn refrigerator. The temperature is not quite as bad out there today, but it was wet and rainy this morning. Because I really want to get that trailer put together from Harbor Freight. And I'm going to put that expanded metal on it, for a bed instead of wood. Because I called the local metal place and I can get a 4-foot by 8-foot piece of that for $50. Cover the entire trailer. And I'll just have them cut it in half or wherever it measures so I can still fold this trailer if I want to. But I guess I just about wore y'all out fussing and cussing and carrying on and having a good old time. But if I make me another bottle of wine, you'll probably see me sitting here drinking it because I got to test it. I want to make sure anything I tell y'all about is good. And maybe when you hear me talk about my trials and tribulations I go through, it maybe to make yours seem a little bit less maybe a little less overwhelming. But I did find out that this big freaking side-by-side I've got out here, that it can be repaired with a computer board. What the hell is going on where they got to put computers in freaking refrigerators? I mean, in the 80s, when I was going to college at Tennessee Tech, working maintenance, we put a little saddle tee on the Freon line of a refrigerator in the apartments, and we could recharge the Freon. Hell, they're talking about you can't even do that no more to them. Oh shit. But the reason the damn thing wasn't cooling right and acting like it's supposed to is because of the motherboard. It's a mother, all right. But can you imagine that? It's got a freaking computer board in it. Well, I had discovered that a few years ago when I realized that it was going to be an ordeal to repair. Not a real ordeal, but an expense. But at the time, nobody had the boards except the manufacturer. And they were like $300 and $400 for a board. Now I'm about the same thing for like $80. So hopefully I get this thing working right, get me a water line hooked up to it, and I'm going to pull the bin out that collects the ice. I'm going to put me a basket in there and just let that ice maker run 24/7 and fill me big old hoppers full of ice, because summertime's coming. Well, folks, videos that are coming up, I did get the fan belt for my backhoe. I have determined I'm going to replace the radiator in the backhoe. So we'll be going over that. I got another vendor asked would I do a review on their product. They're called Bully Make Box. It's where you sign up for a subscription, if you will. You can buy 1 month or 12 months or 3 months or whatever, a subscription of stuff that they will send to your house for your dog. chew toys and snacks and goodies and stuff. And I'll be doing a review on that. Kind of interesting. And what else are we going to be doing, Marley? Oh, I think I might cook some onion rings. I sure do like onion rings. Anybody can make French fries, but Aldi had onions, 3 pounds for 99 cents, so I got a couple of bags of them. And I had cabbage, I think it's 69 cents a head or 59 cents a head, I don't know. I got a couple of heads of cabbage to make me some more fat train soup. And hopefully I'll be able to fill up my new freezer with some more 35-cent chicken here in a few days. I'll let you know if I do. Let's see, is there anything else? Marley, anything else we need to tell folks about? No? Y'all have a wonderful day. What? Y'all have a wonderful day and a better tomorrow. Bye.